Hello, this is the Nightline Podcast. My name's James Pikeway, and if you want to learn more about the program, please go to www.dubai1038.com or email us, nightline@dubai1038.ae. Enjoy the show.
Motoring Middle East is in the house. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Great to have you guys back here.
Back in the house.
Full strength.
Full strength. Full fat. God, I shouldn't have said that.
I am not fat. I am not fat.
You know what? This is one of those nights, as I was coming out of Murdiff, took a look to my right. Traffic is building going into Sharjah, which means it's the perfect time to be out car shopping because you can just take a look at some of those new vehicles that are driving by you, take a look at some of those old vehicles driving by you, and just, say, hey, I really want to own that vehicle. And if you really want to get a hands-on feel for what a vehicle's like, you just roll down the window and say, hey, how do you like that thing?
And, you hit on a very important point because now is the time to be looking at buying a car because, of course, Ramadan is coming up and all of these offers. I mean, I hear there's going to be some really crazy deals out there.
Hey, you know what? I was looking at one, and the folks over at Audi had sent me some stuff. And I was just looking at one of their deals, and this is like on the A6, the Q7, the TT. I'm looking at one of these things. I'm 120 day deferred payment plans.
How many years is that?
Yeah, well, hold on.
I'm not saying so good.
Listen to this thing. So you got 0% profit rate for 5 years, or 105,000 kilometer service package, a 5-year maintenance package. I'm thinking, man, this is kind of cool.
It is a good deal, but why is it 105 and not 100?
I don't know.
That's just driving me crazy.
I don't know why there's the 5 in there.
I mean, that's just not numerically perfect.
I don't understand why they've done that either. But
take the 5 away. I don't want the 5. I just want the 100.
The point is there are great deals.
I know it's not.
Out there on
Until
cars.
It becomes 100, it's not a perfect deal. Other than that, it sounds.
It's just never satisfied. It's just never satisfied. This guy.
No,
It's
not
just
at all.
It's always the 1s here and the 2s there and the 5s here.
What's going on?
I want my 5 zeros.
Shahzad, you're back from Jordan. You were out driving every and anything that Ford would throw at you.
I was.
Lucky kid.
I was retracing the steps of Lawrence of Arabia from 100 years ago. Yes.
They are so similar looking.
Yeah, so
we were when I put the head stuff on. Yeah, I put the headgear on.
What did you get to drive?
I can't remember. It was so exciting. There were about 8 or 9 vehicles that they were running on this thing, and we were sort of moving up from one to the other sort of stuff. So we drove the Ranger, we drove the Expedition, we drove the F-150, and I had a very brief go in the brand new Edge as well. Yeah, the all new Edge. Yeah, so I had to go in that.
They didn't
as well.
have a Flex? No Flex out there?
Not on this one. No, I think the only thing that I missed probably was the Explorer. I think I didn't get a chance on that one, but I had to go in everything else.
What about that Expedition? Still a magnificent vehicle?
Expedition, yeah, I kind of warmed to it on this trip, to be honest, because we were off-roading in it as well. We were driving through
Wadi Rum.
The absolutely spectacular, amazing, and mesmerizing Wadi Rum. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's everything that people say it is. It's just you're just
beautiful.
Totally entranced by that place. It's just extraordinary, and you can see why people make movies there because it is this incredible landscape that just leaves you stunned and awed. It's unbelievable.
Isn't the British term gobsmacked?
Gobsmacked, yeah. I was trying to avoid saying that, but yeah, gobsmacked. I was totally gobsmacked. I was standing there in awe. I didn't know what to think or what to say. Seriously, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I couldn't believe I was there, quite frankly. So what Ford was doing was a fantastic thing because we started at the top of the Dead Sea and we went all the way down south to Wadi Rum.
And you did this pretty fast too. This wasn't.
So that was in the space of a day that we started from the Dead Sea.
Wow.
Took in Wadi Rum. We hijacked a train as well.
Yeah.
In our trucks, we hijacked a train, and then we went on to Aqaba because, of course, Lawrence of Arabia, they took Aqaba from the ground. That was the famous thing that they did. They decided to take the city from the ground, which everybody said was impossible. It took them 2 months to get down there, and whilst the city was being bombarded from the sea by the British Navy, they were taking it from the actual battle wasn't actually in Aqaba. It was sort of some distance from it, but effectively that's what happened. So we were kind of retracing that. So it was a very epic trip that Ford laid on.
Is this a car show or a history lesson?
Yeah, it was a history lesson for us. But it was just amazing. It was brilliant. And there is a bit of history actually because they actually found, and at some point I will upload this footage onto our channels on Motoring Middle East. They found a piece of footage of T. Lawrence and King Faisal of Jordan driving a Ford Model T through Wadi Rum.
Oh, Really?
Can you?
No.
I've got it. I've got it at home. I'll
Yeah.
post it up at some point. It's
That's
absolutely amazing. So there was obviously a link there, and they kind of brought it full circle 100 years later.
Oh, very nice.
And we
Very
did
nice.
that. Yeah. So it was a huge fun trip. So thanks very much to all the great guys at Ford Middle East, because that was absolutely epic. And I did on the second day get a chance to take in Petra as well, which again is
Excellent.
I was gobsmacked. I was
There we go.
gobsmacked.
Excellent.
It's the last time we let him go anywhere.
Have you been driving anything but Fords lately then?
I've driven quite a few stuff since the last time I saw you. I think since the last time I saw you, I also went to Italy as well, didn't I?
Oh, yes.
That's right. So I went to Italy and I drove a little car called the Giulia. Yeah.
I know. I've seen the reviews up on your Facebook page. It's beautiful.
It's a good thing this isn't a video show.
Oh my! I'm drooling right now. So if anybody's watching on my phone that I put up there, I am literally drooling right now because we drove the Alfa Romeo Giulia. I drove the you would say the regular 2-liter. So we're likely in Europe they're all getting diesels. So
Yes.
we're obviously going to get petrols. So we're likely to get a 2-liter petrol, which is about 200 horsepower. But that's not the one anybody wants to hear about. Although it's beautiful and it's good fun to drive, and I really enjoyed driving it. I drove that on the road route. But everybody wants to hear about the Quadrefoglio, which is the 510 brake horsepower Q-View edition, which I drove with a manual gearbox on the Bolocco test track. I sneaked in 5 laps on that car, and it is absolutely sensational.
Really?
Absolutely exquisite, and such a joy to drive. It's one of these cars you can just jump in and you can just drive it fast straight away. Gives you so much confidence. So that's the first of 2 cars that I felt that way about just in the last week since I saw you.
Now, how much is that car going to run us? Do we have any idea of basic price tag?
I have some indication of price tag. I cannot confirm this is accurate because this was relayed to me. But the figure I heard was 360,000 dirhams for that car. This is for the QV edition with 510 horsepower. We're talking essentially this is an M3, M4 rival. This is that sort of level of car.
So that's good value.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, yeah. I mean, it would be good for it to be the trouble in this market, because of the brand recognition that Alfa has, I feel that they need to work a bit harder to break through I mean, the car, for somebody who knows Alfa like us, I'm in. Do you know what I mean? Show me the dotted line. Do you know what I mean? I'm there. But for a lot of people here, it's a brand that is not as well established or as well understood, particularly the heritage and the romance of that brand. So I think that, maybe the price should be a bit lower on that car, I think, anyway. Or maybe they should just try pushing it a little bit harder. In any case, it's a beautiful car. Can't wait to see it here. And seeing the interest on our Facebook page and on some of the reviews I've put up, I think that a lot of people are waiting to see that car. So should do really well. I drove the manual. Probably will get the automatic here. It does come with an automatic.
Nice. Okay. Just out of curiosity, the 200 horsepower version?
Yeah, excellent as well. Very, very good. Great fun. I mean, that's your cooking edition. That's the car that you could just drive around every day.
So if the other one's going to cost me upwards of 300,000, what's the 200 horsepower going to cost?
Again, I'm guessing now, but I would estimate about 140, something like that.
That'd be nice,
but honestly, I think for this market, really, because we don't have a lot of Alfa sales here. Alfa is a bit of a niche product. It's a bit of a maverick product. It's a sort of style statement, So I think really they should just push the performance edition, because I think that's where the interest is in this market, I feel. I think I wish that they could bring both those cars in and they would do really well here, but I just think this is a really tough market for Alfa, which is a shame, because those cars are absolutely gorgeous to look at, fantastic fun to drive, and really great value if you think about it. But all power to them. Fantastic cars.
So what's the other car you've been driving that you're just in love with?
The other car that I drove that also blew me. This is like, I've waited all year for cars that really, really impressed me, and then suddenly they're like buses. They're like buses. And I've been waiting, and then the 2 of them came along at the same time. The other car that I drove that drove me absolutely hopelessly head over heels in love was the BMW M2. Which I wasn't expecting. Honestly speaking, I was
that fond of the M2.
I was approaching it with a great deal of skepticism. I have to be honest.
Always.
But I fell for it. I totally fell for it, because it's.
So what is it about the M2 that just made you just fall over and say, I apologize. I apologize for these mean thoughts?
Well, first of all, the 3-liter straight 6 with 370 horsepower helps, of course. But it's just the intuitiveness of the car. It just handles
it's a BMW.
like a BMW. It drives like a BMW. It feels like a BMW. It's got this crazy little mad unleashed terrier sort of character about it. It just wants to go hard everywhere. I love BMWs when they remind me of how I remember them to be.
Yes.
And this is one of those cars. And, you know, the last BMW I tested was a 7 Series, and honestly speaking, I was not very happy with that at all, because that to me was not even a driver's car anymore. So that to me was like, okay, what's happened to this brand? Where is it going? What is it doing? And just as you start to sort of lose hope a little bit, bam, they throw something like this at you, and they're like, so they still know how to do it. They're just rationing it a little bit now, you know. Yeah. So this car is so good that I would say to anybody who's contemplating an M3 and M4, stop. Have a look at this one instead, and you'll save a fair dollop of money as well, because it's 290,000 dirhams, the starting price of the M2.
Okay.
Yes, very nice. It does come with a manual. The one I drove was an automatic. Get this, second gear wheel spin in Sports Plus, just by flipping the paddle. How cool is that? You see, I'm sold.
I like the inline six. I just think that works for me.
Silky smooth. Yeah. So there's two cars I have to go and rob a bank for now. Seriously.
Yeah. And Imtishan's just going, I'm not even talking to you.
Well, I got to drive the M2 while His Highness over here finished messing about with it. I got to drive it briefly, and I echo what he says. It's rare that we both agree on a car. I will think the M2 it takes a bit of time to get used to, because it is a little bit raw, like catching a live wire. But apart from it, I mean, once you get, because I've been in a lot of trucks lately, most of the trucks that he's not been driving, but then when you drive the M2, you realize, okay, this is a car that really demands your attention, and it's interesting because the car has a lot of depth in it. It's not like a cream cake. It doesn't sink to the bottom. The more you drive the car, you more realize there are things to discover about it. Whereas a lot of modern cars, you get into them, they've got a lot of computers, and they've got a lot of options and features that are meant to flash and dazzle you. But when you get right down to it, they're not that interesting beyond that. Once you've played with the toys or pulled the paddles once or twice, you're like, okay, fine. You'll just leave it in comfort and drive it around for the rest of your life. But the M2 is a car that demands, or rewards you, I should say, with a relationship if you're willing to put in the time. Or it might just leave you with a messy divorce. I don't know.
This is Car Talk. Motoring Middle East is in the house. We're talking about all of the cars you're going to love to drive, and we want to hear from you. If you're trying to figure out to buy this or that, do I go for the Fortuner, or do I go for the Trailblazer, or whatever? Which we got to talk about that, because I thought one was the other day, and I was mistaken.
Yeah.
And are we talking about going for luxury? Are we talking about going for economy? You're trying to make those choices. These gentlemen can help you through the quagmire. This is Car Talk. Here's how you can get involved. Shahzad's here, Imtishan's here. Motoring Middle East is in the building. We're talking about cars. Narang has come through and it says, Dear all, I came across a 2010 BMW 730 Li at a well-reputed Dubai dealer. I asked about its servicing package, and they offered me one at about 2,500 dirhams yearly. Usually you don't buy a car this old due to its maintenance issues, but they seem to offer it. What's your view on the deals like these? What do you think?
How is a 2010 car old?
Well, it's
6 years, not 60 years.
No, to be fair, I think because the dealer, I think he means main dealer, right? I guess he means main dealer, because the main dealer normally sells cars between 2 and 3 years old. That's what they try and stick to. Yeah. And we're talking a car that's nearly 6 years old here, so I see what he means.
Because we're talking it's out of warranty at this point.
Yeah, it's out of warranty because it'd be 3-year or 5-year warranties on BMWs now.
5, aren't they?
So
I believe it's a 5-year warranty.
So it's probably out of warranty.
5-year all inclusive.
Just out of warranty now. Buy it with the warranty, definitely. If you're going to get it, get that warranty.
Huh. But they've put a 2,500 a year for the service package. I mean, I don't know what's covered in that.
2,500 a year is a servicing package. Doesn't make sense because for a 730 Li, it's going to be a lot more than that. So I don't think that number is right. 25,000 might be more closer to it.
I'm thinking they
2,500 because an average service is about. No, an average service for that car is going to be between 1,000 and 2,000 dirhams. And
so
you get 2 services in a year.
So they're maybe they're cutting a good deal. Maybe there's some element to it.
It's a deal of the century, and that's the case. If that's a legit deal, then go for it.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical.
I would say go for that and the extended warranty.
Make sure. Are we talking about BMW here or another dealer?
We don't know. It just says a well-reputed dealer.
Because if it's not BMW, make sure they're using official parts and all of that stuff. That's very important.
Reputed dealer. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because if it's not BMW, it's like, well, are they servicing it to BMW spec? You see, this is the.
And these are cars that obviously have to have recalls and things carried out, and updates, ECU, things like that. So make sure all these things are done.
730 Li, that's a nice machine.
Yes, it is.
That's a big bad car.
Well, the LI is your giveaway there because
Yeah.
that's the long version. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, they don't do a short version anymore. It's all LIs. They've all been LIs for a while now.
Particularly for our market. But having said that, it is a car that at that age might start to present problems. As we know, they have a ticking bomb after the warranty, don't they? So I would make sure you get a warranty with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you got to
We
say.
have
Yeah.
just given him more uncertainty on top of his uncertainty.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the Jaguar XF 2012 year model? Is it something that you would jump on?
If it's a good price,
Shoaib's wondering
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, if it's a good price, yeah. I ran one long term for a while actually, back when I was at car. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I
So
think I had one of the earlier models.
What's the downside of that vehicle?
Resale probably. I think value probably that won't hold its value as well as the others. Again, it would need a warranty and stuff because Jaguar is going to be costly when it starts to go wrong, which it may well do. Just out of warranty.
2012.
So yeah, it's 4 years old, isn't it? So yeah, so I would say make sure it's been well looked after, make sure it's got service history, make sure it's got full dealer stamps on it, and if possible, get it with a warranty and some backup as well. But as a car, as a product, as a driving tool, it's a very, very good. It's a very pretty car. It's very enjoyable to drive. And it's a very satisfying ownership proposition. But there's a lot of electrics and stuff on it. It's got those rotating vents and stuff.
Is that the one with the rotating vents and the
that's when they
spinning
introduced
around
them. Yeah.
and the rising plinth of
That's
a
right, yeah.
gear stick? I wonder if that stuff seems dated. I remember that time going, wow, this is amazing. I'd
Yeah.
love to go back and look at one of those cars and think, wow, does that look old now? Does that look terrible?
Guess who I ran into, by the way? I was just thinking of old cars.
Bernie Eccleston. No?
I would love to meet Bernie Eccleston.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That
But
would
anyway,
be-
who did you really meet?
Ian Batty. Ian Batty, formerly of go way back. He was over there at Autodata,
Oh.
and then he ended up over.
Knowing looks all around now.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
like-
you guys are going, Ian Batty, of course we know it.
Yeah, I was
now
like,
he's at
who?
Ford. Now he's at Ford. He was
Right.
at Volkswagen for a while as well.
Okay, was he in Jordan?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Because a lot of them were in Jordan. Z, you remember Z?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in Jordan.
Yeah.
He was
Isn't
in
he
fine
supposed to
form.
be testing cars and things?
He was
What's he doing?
testing them in Wadi Rum. That's what he was doing.
Testing them for what? His
testing
holiday
it.
tan?
Pretty much.
To be fair, he'd just flown in from South Africa, so he'd obviously been doing some work over there.
Or
as well.
maybe just lounging around Cape Town. Come on, Z. Come on.
Speaking of cool cars, you were waxing and waning about those new Caddies. I
Yeah.
saw one the other day.
Yeah, what,
on
the
the road.
CT6?
Yeah.
Wow, what'd you think?
I almost ran into the car in front of me.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah?
It was.
Cool.
It was one of those. It's a head turner.
It's got that elegant look
There's
about it.
something
hasn't it?
about
You know,
it.
It looks like a proper Caddy flagship
I think
should look.
that's
you know?
what it was. It
Yeah.
wasn't this tiny little thing. It wasn't those little crazy boxed off things
Yeah.
that they were making, which I still like. It had size.
It's got
but
presence. It's got presence.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Nice LEDs, very
Yeah.
tastefully done.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, and it had a little bit of a riser on the front of the hood, so I just kind of went, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, and the person driving it had a big smile on his face because everyone was
Caddy's
taking
back.
a second look. So
Caddy's back, eh?
yeah,
Yeah, well worth a look, that car, and good value as well. I mean, we're talking the prices I've been given, 235 to 285. I mean, that's worth looking at, isn't it?
Didn't you
285 for
say
the-
it's running? It's under the hood. It's running a really nice.
404 horsepower engine. It's 3-liter twin turbo.
There
Yes.
we go. Boom.
Yes, very nice. Yeah, check it out. Definitely check it out.
I need.
I tell you what, I
need
do
to get
want
a
to know.
test drive here.
Well, I do. What I do want to know is I
Yeah.
want to know how anybody who drives this car, and if you're out there driving it and testing it, whatever, we'd love to get your feedback on the mirror that it's got in it,
Okay.
because it's got this really clever mirror now that is basically a camera.
Yeah.
So it's a monitor for a rear camera, and it gives you a much wider field of vision behind you. But I've struggled to use it because of my eyes, so I'd be interested to see. I'd like to get a straw poll on who it works for and who it doesn't.
All right. Here's Raju's come through with a question. He says, "Hello, I would love your review of the Mercedes C200 with the AMG kit, full option, 7,000 kilometers. Someone's asking me to take it off their hands for 182,000 dirhams. What do you think? It's a 2016 year model. But what do you think of the
2016?
Yeah,
For 182,000.
yeah.
Get it.
But you like the C200s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New C-Class. Great car. Fantastic, yeah, all new.
Great car.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't driven it, so I'm just going on what he said, but what he said.
No, I've driven it. I haven't driven that one, the C200.
I bet I know why he wants it, because right now, driving on the Meredith, I'll see about 5 C200s.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the AMG kit, you don't know which one it is, so it's like,
That's
whatever.
There you go.
Get the D badge option.
Yeah.
Everybody's buying C200s. It is the entry level sort of junior upwardly mobile car at the moment. Everybody wants to see C200 specifically.
That's it, yeah. And it sounds
it's got enough performance, I think, for most
it's
people.
fine. And it seems like a good price as well, so yeah, go for it. If it's got warranty, so full service history and everything.
It's
7,000, has it even had a service? It would have had its first service, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what their service interval is. Their service interval is probably
10 to 15,000.
so it may not even have had its first service, actually. It may have had an inspection service.
Man.
Maybe not even that, because they don't even do inspections anymore.
Okay.
So, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
There you go. Another one that's come through and says, "Hi guys, what do you recommend for an SUV? Knowing that I'm currently driving a VW Touareg 2013 year model."
Did we know that?
No, now we do though.
Now we do.
Aha!
So wants to
What's
move
his
up.
name? You didn't say his
Doesn't
name.
say, but wants to move up in the SUV land.
We know that, but we don't know his name.
Does he-
SUV.
Yeah,
Touareg.
Hmm.
What's similar to Touareg?
I'm wondering why he wants to get rid of the Touareg.
Well, Q7, isn't it? If he's going up for a Touareg, then he wants a Q7.
Well, what's the equivalent to a Touareg in the class? A sort of premium crossover. What's the equivalent to a Touareg?
Touareg is sort of, what is it, Prado class, Land Cruiser class?
I would
it's
say
sort
it's
of that
slightly
thing.
more
Really?
classier. Yeah, slightly more classier.
No, but that's what I mean. If you want to go up
Disco
from there...
Sport? No. Discovery?
Nah.
LR3?
Disco Sport? Nah, that's too small.
LR4?
LR4, yeah, maybe, but, it's getting a bit
that's-
long in the tooth now, isn't it? So...
Yeah, but now it actually turns heads again because it looks different.
It looks like a proper
Everything
Land
else
Rover,
everything else
exactly.
is round these
Yeah.
days, and this is square.
It looks like a Land Rover should look like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would check out the
I'm
new
going to say
Q7.
it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
Grand Cherokee.
That is a very easy answer. That's the easy way. You've picked the easy route.
Ooh, Grand
I
Cherokee.
like the easy route. And you can get with the V6, you can get with the V8, you can get with the SRT 6.4. Come on. Do I have to keep going on?
And you can get mental Hellcat
Now-
version soon, so yeah.
Now
Jeep, by the way, is celebrating 75 years this year.
it's phenomenal, isn't it?
Wow.
So hold on a second. Let's go back to the Touareg. 2013 year model. Wouldn't you just want to get a newer Touareg, maybe?
No, there's a new one coming. You wait for that one.
Yeah, wait a bit.
Yeah, wait a bit, because there's a whole new one coming. So
'Cause
don't get
unless-
one at the moment.
Unless you don't like the vehicle anymore,
Yeah.
why would you?
Well, like I said, if he likes a Touareg and he wants a new one, just hold on a bit. If he wants to stay within that sort of vehicle, that sort of, he's used to that sort of German build or whatever, then, look at the Q7. Maybe that's where he wants to go next,
Yeah.
So that's what I recommend. Don't go Cayenne, because that's also getting a bit dated now. Q7's all new,
And
so check that one out.
This is always the problem.
Or,
isn't it? Yeah.
or if he wants to go if he doesn't need all that space, then look at the new Tiguan. Really nice.
Oh.
Quite like that.
So that's going down in size, though.
Yeah, it's fractionally, yeah. But it's very spacious. See, the Tiguan is more spacious than the previous one. So it's almost getting to Touareg levels anyway. So you know what? I'd have a look at that.
See, now you got me thinking, though, I'd want to wait for the new Touareg. and just
Yeah.
sort of
Well, the
see.
Touareg's there. The Tiguan is there. Have a look
Yeah,
at it now.
Tiguan's there, but the new
Tiguan's
Touareg
there.
is.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a better vehicle for sure. It'd be like the new Q7, because the new Q7 is the new platform for that. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'd check that out.
Grand Cherokee. Sorry, 150 right now.
Grand
150. Can't go wrong with
150.
it. 150.
Well, it's
During Ramadan, starting, actually, it's supposed to be
150
done from next week, but they just jumped the gun and did it anyway.
What model am I getting for 150?
That's the base one. I think it's not the Laredo. I believe it's maybe the sport one. But it's I actually can't tell you how much it costs because I don't have this price list next to me. But yeah, it starts at 150, goes up to about
You
170.
reached for his non-existent
Yeah.
phone, didn't you? Did you see that? Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, we just got through here and how I'm living pretty well without my phone.
I know.
It's in visiting the doctor.
Yeah, his phone
and
is
then he
in with the
reached for it
doctors.
and now he's going.
I know.
It's a phantom pain. It's a phantom pain.
We're conducting the band in here as you get ready to go. Hey, Raju's come back on the SMS line and says, thank you very much for your comments on that C200. I actually already bought it some time ago, and I love it. But he said, I just wanted to get some other expert opinions on my deal.
Well, I'm glad that our expert opinion agreed with his already done action.
Yeah, there we go. So it's...
I don't know why we bother sometimes.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I hope you're enjoying the car, and yeah, fabulous machine. Enjoy it, mate.
I bet it's a white one.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, what are you thinking about the? Okay, so Gilbert's come back and he's saying thanks for your feedback. I think Gilbert is the
Touareg gentleman.
Touareg, yes, the
Touareg
Touareg gentleman.
gentleman,
I'm just
okay.
reading all these texts here, and he wants to know what do you think about the Porsche Macan?
I'm not a fan, as we've previously discussed on this show. I think I always felt that it's kind of, the top end Macan overlaps with the bottom end, or actually not even the bottom end, but the Cayenne GTS. So to me, it's like, well, if you buy a Macan, everybody's going to say, well, you couldn't afford a Cayenne, hey? But actually, you could have. So to me, it's like, well, why didn't you just buy the Cayenne GTS? It's a better car, right? So I'm not a big fan of it. But I know some of my colleagues in the Fourth Estate are rather taken with that car. So maybe I've missed something on it.
They're all wrong.
They're all wrong. Okay, well, that's what it is.
I
That's
don't
what it is.
see too many on the road, so I'm not.
No, well,
There's
so
no
therefore
point to
I'm
buying
right.
one. That maybe is cut through the nonsense. There's no point to buying one. It's almost the same price as the Cayenne. The Cayenne's better. The Macan is like just confused.
Okay.
I mean, on paper it's really good, and in Europe I can see it sells like the clappers because it's the perfect size for European streets. But out here,
Yeah, diesel one in Europe makes sense, but over here it's like, just get the Cayenne.
you know how Evoque sell really well in Europe, but not so much out here because
Exactly,
they just make sense in those markets, and space, CO2, and all of that fun stuff.
I'd really like to see how the Evoque convertible does in this market, once that gets there. Because that's a very different type of vehicle.
Yeah.
Compact SUV
Land Rover
convertible.
But the problem with those here is people always talk they would love to have a convertible, they want to have a convertible, but they don't really want one because then when they get it,
they
they
want
never
to
put
count
the
the sunroof.
Well, the thing is, even people with convertibles
They
never
grab the
actually
roof
put,
up.
they never put the top down.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
It's-
And like you say, everybody that wants a sunroof, they never open the sunroofs.
Yeah.
Moonroofs, sunroof, whatever you want to call them.
call
But they never open them.
Yeah.
I do. I'm mad.
Was that an admission or
Oh
was that
my,
some-
did I say that out loud?
Shoaib wants to know, what do you guys think, Yukon or Tahoe? Which one do you recommend?
Tahoe, for the value.
Yukon?
For the kit.
Yeah.
The Yukon's got the kit.
We're talking fantasy money here. Yukon.
Fantasy money, Yukon.
Yukon
My
Denali,
money,
the 6.2.
Tahoe.
Oh,
Yeah.
you see, I love the
Yeah, but
Denali
you can get the
badge.
6.2 in the Tahoe now, apparently.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same
The Tahoe
finishing.
High Country or
The same finishing as that Denali. It's
The
just,
Denali is very nice. As somebody who's still got the truck, which is going back tomorrow, sadly, and I'm weeping.
They will take the keys from his
They
cold
will.
dead
They
hands.
literally will have to take the keys out of my hand. But the truck is the truck we've had for 7 weeks now almost, and it's now going back tomorrow, and we've had a fabulous time. We've both fallen for that truck. It's fantastic. You just get a sense of being completely imperious and indestructible in that vehicle. It's like everybody just parts in front
and
of
not
you.
flashing people.
So
I never did that except once.
No.
So going back to Shoaib, if you're
Never.
looking at economy, if you're looking at for value for money, Yukon or Tahoe.
A value for money Tahoe.
Okay.
If you want to get the big dog older kit, Yukon.
There we go.
Yukon
They're very
Denali, get
similar
the
cars,
Denali.
though.
Yeah, but otherwise very similar. But they're both great cars. I'd have either one of those. My money would be Tahoe because I'm skinflint.
I don't even know what that means.
English translator coming up. Yes.
Here, Ellie wants to know, regardless of price, so take price out of the equation.
Regardless
Which
of price.
four-door pickup truck is the most reliable and headache-free?
Is he talking about like
Pickup
Hiluxes and things, or are you talking like proper pickups?
I think he's talking proper pickups.
Oh, that's easy.
Well, working pickups.
No, I
Well,
think he means
Or like
actual,
cool pickups,
I'm
like the
thinking
one
cool
we're running.
pickups,
Yeah,
cool
I'm thinking
pickups.
cool pickups.
Yeah. Well, they're all much of a muchness, aren't they, really? I think they're all pretty good now, aren't they? We're talking American Big Three right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're talking the one we've got, the Ram, and the F-150, right?
Pick your
F-150
poison.
is the best seller in
It's the
the
best
U.S.
seller in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There we go, F-150. And I was
I
looking
don't
at
know,
some-
man. Ram Laramie.
Hold on.
Ram
Yeah.
Laramie.
I'm going with the
Hold
Sierra
on,
because I've got
hold
one
on,
right now.
Hold on. You got the Ford F-150 Raptor. You got the Silverado.
No Raptor. Raptor's no. The new Raptor's not out yet,
Hold
so
on,
it's being tested.
You got
Z
the
let me into a
Silverado
secret.
Z71.
Yeah.
You got the Tacoma if you're out in other places. But what I'm really thinking about with that Ford is when they put the Roush Performance Kit on it.
Ooh.
That's coming.
Oh, yes.
And-
They do have one. Yeah, they had one before, so they probably will have one again. Yeah.
I'm thinking, that really
Yeah.
suddenly.
Yeah. But all these trucks, all of them, we are missing one, aren't we? We missed the Toyota, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because that's quite popular here.
If it doesn't get sell here, it is not counted.
Yeah. Well, it kind of does, doesn't it? But it's sort of very
Does
grey
not count.
market.
No official warranty, no official
Yeah.
manufacturer.
No.
seal.
All right.
Callum's
Let's
coming
leave
back, and
that one out.
Callum's coming back, and he's saying the Ram Laramie.
Look, I knew he was a good man.
Yeah, I'll go with it. You know what?
Best ride.
What,
Come
what,
on.
what I was going to say is that
Callum's daughter would love to be in that Ram Laramie. You could just see her in the
she'd
baby
disappear.
seat.
She's tiny.
She'd be in the baby
seat.
seat. She would just be going,
That'd be like the Ram, the truck bed would be like a football field to her. She'd
Yeah.
be like, whoa, I'm
Yeah.
going to run all the way across to the bed now. It's incredible.
A little
But-
kingdom.
little kingdom for her. But what I was going to say is all these trucks are really tough. They're built tough. They're meant to do tough things. I mean, we've been...
Isn't that the tagline for one of the companies?
Yeah, it's Ford, isn't it?
Yeah.
But for
But-
So
Tahoe,
is that just because you're thinking if you got to choose from the three that you can actually buy
Yeah.
here legally with warranty, that it's going to be the Ford? It's going to be it?
No, not really. No, but
Huh?
the point I was making was, and again, we treat them as leisure vehicles, but don't forget in the home market, they're treated as work vehicles.
Yeah.
So reliability, durability, and robustness is important, is
I
inherent
think
to
it's
those
a
trucks,
given
right?
with those kinds
Yeah.
of vehicles. It's a given.
Yeah, because
Silverado,
you're running your business on the basis of these
very
trucks.
I mean, how many Silverado do you see on the road? I've driven one in the desert recently. Shahzad's driven the Sierra, which is very much the same car.
Yeah.
Very robust vehicle.
Hmm.
I mean, you'd be shocked how good a regular stock two-door Silverado, I should point out two-door, is in the desert. I was following little Wranglers and things, and this is a big old truck. This is a butch machine, and it is flying around those dunes like it's nothing. Charging up dunes. Every other car is going, oh, I don't know if I can make it, and the stock Silverado just booms straight up to the top.
So back to the question, Ali wants to have your take on it. We can't be fence sitters here.
I'm saying Ram.
We are, aren't we? Because he's saying Ram.
Good Ram.
You're going with the F-150, and I'll stick with the Sierra that I've got. So yeah. So there you
There
go.
we
We've cleared it out for you,
It's,
mate.
Pretty much.
But on the plus side, what he can take away from that is that all these vehicles are good.
They're all
So
good,
whichever
yeah.
one he gets, he's getting a winner.
Yeah.
Just whichever one suits your particular style.
Callum's still going with the Ram too. So if that's
Fair enough.
that's two people going Ram,
All right then.
one Ford, and one Sierra. So
Yeah. Sierra stroke Silverado. So,
yeah.
whatever.
So Ram wins. There we go. Going back to the convertibles, comments come in says regarding the convertibles, it's a car issue. It's just too hot here for a convertible.
No, it's not. I had a convertible. I put the top down.
Yeah.
Well, in the evenings it's not bad, is it?
Yeah,
You can put the
so
top down
I
in the
think-
evening,
I
and
think
in some parts of the year you can drive a convertible around. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there comes a point where maybe there's a bit of humidity and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
You
That
put the top up.
yeah, but you can have the top down and run the AC. It still blows cold air on you.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done that in the Morgan. Didn't make any difference whatsoever. It didn't matter really. I didn't care. I was laughing too much to care.
You're lucky
really.
the car was actually getting you places. To be honest.
The car was fabulously getting me places, so I just really didn't care. It could have, they could have stormed down on me at that point. I wouldn't mind.
Listen, I've driven a Morgan three-wheeler.
Yeah.
That does not even understand what air conditioning is.
You lost your hat in that one.
I nearly lost my life in that car
There we go.
looking for that hat.
If anybody finds a Motoring Middle East hat somewhere in
It's
Russell
mine.
Tamer,
I want it back. I
bring it
want
back,
it back.
to the radio station.
You can't have it.
Sarad has come through and says, okay, I've got three vehicles. What do you think? Which one is best? GMC Acadia, Ford Explorer, and the Jeep Laredo.
I'd go Jeep, GMC, Ford, but all pretty close.
I like the Acadia.
I like the Acadia too,
Yeah.
but I don't like it that much. So I'm thinking it's the Explorer or the Jeep. I'm probably going the Explorer.
Well, I've been saying Jeep all
So
night,
once
I'll
again
probably
we've
go
gone.
Explorer
Once
this
again
time.
we've gone. Oh, okay, you're going Explorer,
Yeah.
and you're going.
Explorer.
Oh, so there's two for Explorer.
And one for
Okay, I'll go Jeep then.
That doesn't matter.
This is how. This is precise.
We're
consumer
really not
advice.
helping people tonight, are we?
Well, no, because two of us are who are Jeep drivers
Yeah.
are going with the Ford. So
That's
I
really
think
bonkers.
That is bonkers. You'd think we'd both be all over that Jeep Laredo, but no.
No, I think the Explorer has more toys.
You see,
at
the
that price.
problem is, dear listener, the trouble that we have now is that there's no such thing as a bad car anymore, right?
Yeah.
And all
I
of these
just don't.
cars.
You know the thing with the GMC is I like the physical vehicle once
Yeah.
you're in it, but I don't like looking at it. I just think it
No,
looks.
I think it looks fantastic.
No, I think
now.
it
I think
looks
the first one
There's
that
a
came
new one that
out.
come out looks pretty good as
Yeah,
well.
so the
I
first
still
one
think
that
it's
came
ugly.
out, I thought was a betrayal to the brand. It just didn't
Yeah.
look like a GMC.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And then they gave it this sort of butch front end, this really
Yeah.
tough,
It's
mean
got
look.
the nice front end, but
and
that's the
now
only thing.
it looks the part. But
Yeah.
inside it's very spacious and very
Yeah,
comfortable.
it's very
you know?
comfortable. I just
And
couldn't
the
drive
Ford
that thing.
Explorer Sport
Wow.
looks fabulous. You
So
know,
I
that's
just
a really
think,
good car.
I think the Explorer is just one
Yeah.
of those vehicles that is timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the issue.
Yeah, they're all good.
What should he buy?
Ford Explorer.
New Acadia. I'm just showing you
Acadia.
the picture
I
of the
like
Acadia.
that. Yeah.
It is a spectacular
The
looking
new,
vehicle.
the all new Acadia. Yes.
Yeah, look at
The
that.
old new.
Look at
Oh,
Lots
that
of
looks rather nice.
You want to
yeah.
get involved in the program? Motoring Middle East has got so much advice; it's just oozing from their pores. You want to talk cars? You got a question? This is how you can get involved in the program. Are we ever going to get tired of this?
No.
Check back in 5 years.
Motor Middle East is here. Imtishan Shahzad. We're talking cars. Sirius has come through and says, here's one for you guys. What do you think about the BMW Z3 Coupe? Prices are rising like crazy for these coupes in Europe, especially the 3.2M model. What do you think? The Z3?
Makes sense. What year is that, the Z3?
They're
19...
They're not new.
What year did they come out? Do you remember?
Oh, late 90s. Remember they came out actually mid-90s because they came out the same
Mid-90s,
time as
yeah.
GoldenEye.
Right,
which is
right.
That's how you remember your
That's
BMWs.
how you remember. That's he's cinema buff, isn't he? Yeah, it makes sense really because we're finding that a lot of popular 80s and 90s cars, particularly 80s cars, are going up.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a clown shoe.
No, but this is a coupe. This is the bread bin version, isn't it? The bread van version, yeah.
Was there like a non-M version? Because all I think of is that there's an M version, the M Roadster.
I think
the M coupe.
I'm trying hard to think now. Right now, I think I'll have to refresh my memory on that one.
Something's
I used to know more
He
about those,
looks
yeah.
at his phone.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking for my phone that's not here either because my phone is doing something else at the moment. But yeah, so how bonkers. So can you pull out wiki on this? Come on. But the thing is, it's a good car. If you're getting the little Roadster version, they weren't highly regarded. Let's be honest.
There were 3 versions.
Okay.
I have learned things. There was a 2.8, a 3 liter, and 3.2. Only 6 cylinders.
So the 3.2 was the M version.
That's the M version.
Right.
The 2.8.
Okay. And the other 2 were the regular ones. Yeah.
I think that's
But
the one to be collectible.
the M version, I think, is the one that will go up and that will be
regular
collectible. And
version
there's a
is
few
like
here. There are a few here.
Quite
I've
a
seen
few,
them.
actually.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah. But you know what? It's an intriguing car. And it's a good-looking car. It's very different. It still handles like a BMW, drives like a BMW. If you like it and if you always wanted one, I'd say you should go for it. You know, it's a cool car. But there will be bills and stuff.
Yeah.
Just accept that. That's going to happen. But
it is, I think, the cheapest second-hand Roadster you
yeah,
can buy
but
in
he's
Dubai.
not looking at a Roadster. He's looking at a coupe though.
Even so, it'd be very cheap. Z3s.
Yeah.
They've been cheap for years. So, but they're not cheap to run.
Okay.
Not at all.
There we go. When's the last time we heard from Phil Yusuf? It's been a while.
It's been ages, hasn't it?
It's been, well, he's written in a small book. He says, "Hi guys, I have 4 cars at home: a 2015 Cadillac SRX,
Excellent.
a manual 997,
Even more
Whoa.
excellent.
a WJ 2002.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a Grand Cherokee. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's a Grand Cherokee.
And he's had that from new, and a 2009 F150 Platinum. And I want a new F-150 to replace the old one, my 2009 Platinum F-150, well, because I really like the new ones. Or should I just go to Rage and get the long travel suspension and wide fenders?
This is clearly an Imtishan question, isn't it?
The F1, and he says the F-150 has Kim's 220K.
Whatever that means.
Whatever
He
that
means King's.
Yeah,
King's
okay.
a suspension brand.
Kim.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
feel like
Kim,
this is a
Kim,
trick
Kim,
question.
Kim's going on there.
Oh, if it's Kim's,
I
never.
have driven a standard.
He's
new
got
in
nice
Jordan.
vehicles in his garage.
Yeah, it's got very good taste. I drove the new F-150 in Jordan. I really enjoyed driving it. It was really cool. But I think his question is something else. I think it's...
So does he go for the new one or
Always
just...
get the new one. If you got the cash, go and get a new one. The new one's got all the new toys and a lot of new toys. And it drives, despite all of the aluminium construction, all that marketing guff, it pretty much drives exactly the same. That's the old one. So you won't be scared once you get into the new F-150. You won't be like freaked out. As for whether you should make a long travel off-roading kit, well, if you're the Phil Yusuf where I think you are, yeah, why not? Turn it into the craziest, baddest Baja off-road truck out there.
But then shouldn't you wait for the Raptor then?
Why? He can probably make a better one. From the aftermarket, you can assemble a car that's as good as, if not better than the
This is
Raptor.
that Phil. This is that Phil.
In that case, yeah, the answer is you don't need the new Raptor. And this has a V8.
There we go.
So, and it'll be faster, off-road, on-road, everywhere. And look cooler.
There we go. Another question.
I don't know how we helped him, but okay.
There you go.
Phil, did we help you? I hope we did. Ali wants to know, do you guys think the F-Pace is a good one?
Stony silence.
There was silence.
Because the two of us haven't driven it, but Noel Ebden, our roving reporter, has driven it on the launch.
What roving reporter?
Yes.
I've missed out on this.
Yes.
Okay.
Noel Ebden, our roving reporter. Yes, he's
Nice.
done our first. We let him do a video
Call him
review.
the Jimmy Olsen of the crossover
Yes,
world.
we let
There
him
we
do
go.
a video review, and he did one, and it wasn't half bad. So
He was very wet though.
Yeah, he was doing it in the rain, so we'll give him bravery points for that. So he drove it. He loved it. He thought it was fantastic.
Really?
He thought there was a lot of good kit on it. It was very enjoyable to drive, and the infotainment was fantastic. It particularly highlighted the infotainment. He thought that was very, very good on the new car.
Okay.
So yeah, I think thumbs up. Some journalists have raved about it being the best new SUV in the world ever in
Really?
existence, on the planet.
Are they getting
I
paid
think
to say
maybe that might be a little bit too much, maybe a bit jingoistic, but other than that,
It's a Jag, though. It's probably going to look pretty good. They haven't made a bad car in a while.
yeah,
Really
but
haven't.
but there are levels. For example, like I really like the new Jaguar XE, right? That new saloon, that little one, I really like it. The XF, I liked it, but not quite as much. I didn't think they took the
Okay.
game as far forward as they did with the XE. So you see what I mean? And now, but the F-Pace is off the same platform as, I'm going to get this wrong, aren't I? It's off the XE platform, I believe, which is the same as the F-Type, isn't it?
Ah, okay.
I'm just confused. Well,
Yeah.
Hey,
This is like a soap opera.
There we go.
Confused? You will be.
Phil came back and said that F-150 he was talking about has 220,000 kilometers on the clock.
Oh, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's broke. It's barely broken.
It's
in
just
forever.
barely broken in.
Fords will run forever. So.
Yeah.
So this answers the other question that we had about the reliability and robustness of these vehicles. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. There's one with taxi mileage on it.
Yeah. Hey, Ian's come through and he says a Ford Capri 280 Brooklands, 1986, with 1,600 kilometers only.
Oh,
Went on auction recently in the UK, 300,000 dirhams.
I need to excuse myself.
Hang on. Why would you get a car like a Capri, which is a
Oh,
car?
that is the British Mustang. That is a legend.
Wait for it.
No.
I agree with you, but why would you only drive at 600 kilometers?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
that's somebody who clearly kept it as an investment, didn't they? They
He
thought,
really was
somebody
patient.
was really thinking ahead and thought these are going to go up.
I mean, that's an
Because you know what?
86.
But you know what? Because these weren't that valuable in the day. In fact, I nearly bought one.
Talk about
That's how cheap, and you know how cheap I am. So I nearly bought one. That's so they weren't expensive cars, and you wouldn't have thought that they would go up, but suddenly they have rocketed up in value. All of these Capris. I really lusted after a 2.8 Capri, and I almost bought one. I wish I had actually.
I'm looking at the exact car and whoa.
Yeah, you see.
It's
Look it up.
It's missing
Google
the
it,
pepper
guys.
pot wheels. It's
Google it,
missing the
guys.
pepper pot wheels.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So Cirrus has come back, and this is the Z3, and he's saying, by the way, these things were made between he knows everything about them.
Yeah.
Between 1999 and 2002,
So the coupes came later.
they
That's
had
right,
the
yeah.
E36 chassis,
Yeah.
only 17,000 produced globally,
Yeah.
compared to over 200,000 roadsters. By the way, I have 4 of them.
We're getting a lot of trick questions tonight,
Yeah.
aren't we? We've got the Mercedes guy who asked us if he should buy a car that he's
Yeah.
already bought, and now we've got this. We've got BMW guy who's got 4 of the cars that
Yeah.
he's asking us should he buy
In future,
one.
only ask questions if you have
But
not
you see,
purchased the car already.
see what it is you guys have come to the next level. Now
Yeah.
people are testing you
Now they're testing us.
to make sure
Seriously.
that you're on
I
the
don't,
up and up.
I don't like tests. I don't want to
don't
do my
know,
SATs
seriously.
all over again every night.
I don't want to be back at school. What is this?
So they're saying that the Z3 Coupe is a modern classic and highly
A
collectible.
bit early to say that, I think, but I think it will go up.
He's the
But a
best to
bit
buy
early.
an appreciating car rather than
Why not
a
just buy a car
depreciating
you
one.
enjoy without
That's it.
worrying about the
That's
money?
it. He's
Just
got 4 of
enjoy
them.
the car. You
4
got
of
4.
them.
If you lose one, you got 3 more.
There we go.
To be fair, I kind of agree with him a little bit, because if I had a bit of dosh at the moment, I would be hiring a warehouse in the UK and snapping up a load of 80s cars right now. anything I could find in good condition, I'd probably snap it up and keep it, because they're all going to go up now. The good ones, the desirable ones, yeah,
There we go.
definitely.
Including the Nissan Cherry.
You never know. Did they do a GTI version?
Motoring Middle East is where you can find these guys. Facebook, motoringme.com. If you want to go to the website, go check it out. Great reviews, great stories, great information, super entertainment. Motoring Middle East.
Infotainment even.
Yeah.
There you go.
You guys join us every week at this time. Look forward to doing it all again next week. Same place, same time. Thanks
See
for
you
coming
then.
out.
Thanks.